Hello everyone. Hopefully you will be fine and enjoying the course of life. It's my first YouTube video and our today's topic is to demonstrate how customer returns can be processed in Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Let me introduce myself first. I am Rana Abdul Rahman. I have more than 10 years of working with different ERPs in different industries, including Dynamics 365, Finance and Operations, GP, and Power BI. Right now, I am working with Folio 3 Incorporation as Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Consultant. So coming back to the topic, customer returns are normal in most of the businesses. There may be many reasons in which a customer can return the items. For example, customer may have ordered and received in excess of what they actually required, or the items might be incompatible, or it might not meet the customer quality standards. So basically, there are two types of customer returns. Number one, the credit customer only. Like in this case, you will be only crediting the customer for the returned items, but actually you will not receive any item back into your inventory. And secondly, the credit customer and receive the items back in your inventory. Our today's focus will be on the second type of returns where we will be receiving items back to our inventory. The return order, the return process starts when a customer issues a request to return an item. After the customer's request is received, a return order is created. So mainly there are 3 points. Like first one, you will be creating a return order with a valid reason code. Secondly, you will be receiving items back using the inventory item arrival window. And thirdly, you will be applying that disposition code on item arrival. So disposition codes basically defines what you will be doing with that item. The point to note here is that you can only process return for an invoiced sales order. So unless until you have invoiced the sales order, you will not be able to process the return for any specific uh, item on the open order from the open order. So let's take a look on the whole process. So I am showing the workflow for the returns or return orders. First one, you will be creating the return order and it will be sent to the customer. Secondly, on receiving the return order, the customer will send the items back to you and you will be receiving those items back in your warehouse. Number three, you will decide what you will be doing with the items received. You will be putting them back into inventory, or you will be sending them to repair or scrap, or there may be other cases. Fourth one, you will be generating the packing slip or the product receipt. In case of return order, there will be a product receipt. And number fifth, there will be a generation of invoice for this created return order. And that invoice will be in form of the credit note, where you will be applying this credit note to the originally raised invoice by the customer so that customer receivables can be updated. So now let's jump to the Dynamics 365 screen where I will be showing you the whole process which we have discussed till now. So now I will be demonstrating you how it can be processed on the Dynamics 365. So as discussed, there will be two main setups for the return for the dynamic for the customer returns. So first will be the disposition codes. It will denote what you will be doing while receiving the item, like how you will be handling the receipt. And secondly, there will be the reason code, return reason code, why the items have been returned by the customer. So in the reason codes, let's go move back to the reasons codes. So reason code can be defined as many as you want. There may be obsolete, defective, dead on arrival, order cleric, ordering error, or so on. So you can define as many reason codes as fits in your case. Secondly, the most important thing here is if you want to apply the charges to while handling charges to this return, so you can apply those two using the charges setup above the returns return codes. Secondly, you will be updating the disposition while when you will be receiving items back in your warehouse. You will need to select or tell the system what it will be doing with those received items. So by default, there are 6 types of the dispositions available in the Dynamics 365 Financial Operations. And here you can see like the credit only, it will only credit the customer but will not receive any item. It's a type 1 which we discussed in our presentation. In case of credit, you will be crediting the customer and also receiving the item back. Replace and credit means you will be replacing the item, means yeah, new sales order, and crediting the customer for the existing one. Replace and scrap, you will be replacing the item and putting the item into the scrap. You will be returning to the customer. In case of scrap, you will be scrapping the item and crediting the customer. So here too, you do have options to apply charges, handling charges based on the requirement. For the purpose of this demo, we are using this sales order. Our customer will be US 016, sales order number will be 000684. It is completely invoiced one, and it has 2 line items, out of which we will be returning some of the quantity from this 1114 of the item D0005. To create a sales return order, you will need to go to the sales and marketing, all sales returns, all return orders. Here you will have the list of all return orders. And from here you will be creating a new one. Let's create a new one. So here first we will be selecting the customer US-016. If you want to put the contact, so you can select that as well. That must be defined. This contact must be defined on the customer first. By clicking OK, it will create the returns order. Here you will be specifying the reason why this is being returned by the customer. And from the find sales order, we will be finding the sales order from where we will be returning the item. So here we are selecting the D0005 auto RDO systems and specify the quantity. Like out of these 114, we will be receiving back only 10. Unfortunately, my machine is today behaving a bit slow. So I'll be updating the quantity to, let's say, 20. And we'll press OK so that this line can be added to the returns order. So here you see the item has been added to the return line with the negative quantity. So on the returns order, I can specify in which site and warehouse I will be receiving this item back. Item is in created state, so I will need to send this to the customer by printing this order. So I'll be printing the return order. So here we have received the return order print. So I'll be sending this to the customer. It is specifying the return order number, the item number, the return by address or company's address, return to address, like where the customer will be returning this item, the item details, and the date, like items to be returned by 2/13. Now, once we have sent the return order to the customer, so we will be going to the inventory management on the item arrival overview window. Here the type must be the return order, so you can receive the return order. This form is showing you the receipts, like this is the return we have just processed. It is expected to receive today. The site and warehouse where it will be received, the account number or the name from where we are gonna receive this, the mode of delivery, and the item details and the sales order details. The sales order number, the sales order reference is sales order. Status date is 2/13/2022. The site will be 4, warehouse will be 41, item number will be this, quantity will be this. And from here, what we will be doing is to post the journal. So from the item arrival, we are expecting the receipt today. So what next step is to select the line and start the arrival process. Once the line is selected, we will be starting the arrival process. The general 00044 of the type item arrival has been created. So once that message is received, we will go to the generals. Now the receipt in progress has been completed. So what we will be doing is to go to the arrival from receipts. So we have arrived on the warehouse arrival journal. On the general tab, we will be specifying the disposition code, what we are going to do with this received item. Here we will be adding this item back to the inventory, so we have decided to add them back to the inventory and credit the customer. So we are selecting the relevant disposition code. If you want to validate this, you can validate this while I'm just posting this to the inventory. So the operation completed means the inventory has been added back to the specific warehouse. If we go to the item, item details, the manage inventory, and the transactions. Going back to the return order, we have open return order. The quantity is 15, which is return status is registered, as we have received the item using the arrival window and process that arrival. Now what next is we will be posting the packing slip from here. Once the packing has been posted, . test 001 is the customer packing slip in my case, as it's a test case. So once the packing has been posted, the inventory will be updated accordingly. These 15 items will be added back to the inventory. So I'll be showing you the inventory transactions as well to verify that these 15 items have been received back in our inventory. So here, as you are seeing, that these 15 items have been received back from a sales order. The item is received, the number of the return lot number is here, 862. So we have received this item on the warehouse 41 and the site 4. Now the final step is to invoice the sales order. This will be a credit note, and which will be applied to the original sales order. So here we are having a delivered sales order US 16 862. So what next? I will be going to invoice this one. So here either I will be specifying the customer slip number, test 002, and putting this OK to post the invoice for 10,500 negative rupees. So basically it's a credit note which will be applied to the original sales order invoice to adjust the customer receivable balance. So the order invoice has been posted. So once that is posted, inventory I have already received. The credit to customer is in process. So with this last step, all operation has been completed. So the inventory has been received, customer has been updated, return process is ended. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel to get further updates. We'll be posting, we'll try to post the things on weekly basis. So keep in contact. Please subscribe to this channel to have latest updates. Next I will be covering the advanced warehousing topics. Thank you so much.